If the zombie's combat power also has segments, then the zombie in this movie is the king. They are all athletic, agile movements. Flying walls can do anything. If you are unfortunate enough to be in such a post-apocalyptic world, how many minutes do you think you can live? The story begins with a pharmaceutical company called Tequila. To relieve the pressure brought by the fast-paced life of modern humans, the company developed an energy potion called NB295 and invited 30,000 volunteers to participate in the test before it was launched. However, it was not expected that after only less than a month of testing, the volunteers who participated in the test had developed serious side effects one after another, except for a girl named Angela, who was not found. The rest were all sent to the hospital. If a cure for these volunteers is not found, then Takura Pharmaceuticals will face unprecedented litigation and be sued by nearly 30,000 people, which is undoubtedly fatal for Takura. However, they did not know that a bigger crisis was still ahead, because the volunteers' symptoms did not seem to be relieved but became more and more serious. Bulging veins all over the body. When the senior management of Takura saw this scene, they were shocked. Is this contagious? Unexpectedly, as soon as the words left his mouth, the man lying on the hospital bed began to twitch wildly. Several strong men could not press. Suddenly, the laboratory fell into darkness. With the emergency lights turned on, the man stood up from the hospital bed and turned into a bloodthirsty zombie. Bodyguard Cole shot decisively, but the bullets hit the man's body to no avail. The zombie jumped up and jumped on the doctor, then started to attack others in the lab. Even the agile Cole was pinned to the ground and frantically rubbed. When the crisis, Cole touched the pistol on the ground, directly to the zombie head to empty the clip. But the crowd has not just come back from the shock. The bitten doctor also suddenly mutated and attacked the unsuspecting Cole. The lab was once again in chaos, and eventually, only Cole and the PhD escaped. The others were turned into zombies and locked up inside. Looking at the bitten palm, Cole asked the PhD if there was any treatment. The doctor said there is indeed a serum, but only to relieve, not completely eradicate. And only 3. There is better than nothing. Cole decided to take it with him and then took the PhD to prepare to leave the laboratory, but unexpectedly just opened the door. Billing outside suddenly stabbed the PhD. The original he mistook the two for zombies. Billing also said that the volunteers in the whole building have mutated and started to attack others. It seems that the situation has reached an uncontrollable point, but before he died, the PhD told Cole important information, that is, Angela, who did not go to the hospital, may carry antibodies to the virus, and she can use her to develop the antidote to the virus. The PhD died when he finished, and standing aside, Billing saw Cole's arm wound but made a gesture to pull out a gun. Cole warned to no avail and had to shoot Billing dead. Cole was just about to leave and his body seemed to show signs of mutation. He hurriedly took a serum into the thigh, successfully stopped the virus in the body, and then ran out of the building, ready to escape. But zombies have overrun the whole building. Bullets on the zombie body are useless. They are all agile, fast as lightning. Cole had to choose another route. After knocking down a zombie, he arrived at the underground parking lot. It's not safe here either. The zombies are catching up again. Cole used the car door to knock down a chasing zombie, then quickly ran in the direction of the car. And finally, before the zombies caught up with him, he managed to drive away from there, preparing to follow the plan to find Angela. But with the zombies out of the building, the city is also in chaos, because the virus is spreading so fast. It did not take long for zombies to spread across half of London. Meanwhile, 2 police officers were about to go out on a mission when they suddenly saw an explosion in a building not far away. When they returned to the police station, they found that zombies had already overrun the place. Matt realized the seriousness of the matter the first time to send an email to his sister. He lets her go to a place to meet with himself, where there is a helicopter to escape the city. And this sister is the only one with the antibody, Angela. After receiving this news, Angela and her girlfriend drove to the destination, but as soon as they left, Cole found the place by car. But according to the map in the house, Cole also knows Angela's escape route. So with a hammer and a sharp knife to chase up, congested road blocking Angela cannot move. Suddenly, the crowd began to stir, and a large wave of zombies swarmed. Angela, the two of them saw the situation and rushed through the barrier to escape. At the same time, Cole drove up and was about to catch up, but a car blocked the way. A zombie suddenly broke the window and attacked Cole. Cole had no choice but to shut the zombie in the car and then drive in front of the yellow car to continue the pursuit. Cole drove to the suburbs and finally saw Angela's car again. But the accident also happened again. The little yellow car's gas tank bottomed out. The anxious Cole can only watch Angela disappear from view. Worse still, the zombies were catching up with him. Cole got out of the car, ran into the woods and hid behind a big tree. Finally got rid of the zombies. And it didn't go well for Angela either, and she did not drive out long. The car also broke down. The two of them had to find a place to hide, but unexpectedly met their ex-boyfriend Joe, who had recently broken up with them. Angela immediately told Joe all the plans to escape from the city and told them to leave together, but Joe did not want to take the risk and just wanted to hold on to the warehouse. But in the middle of their conversation, there was a sudden knock at the door. They thought it was a zombie, but they didn't expect it to be a couple who survived. But at the same time, a zombie breaks through the door and enters. Joe just set up an attack position, but the zombie was a side of Steve's spray knocked down to prevent the zombies from coming back to life. Steve grabbed Joe's iron bar output and then put the body at the door. Several people began to discuss what to do next. The zombies are so fierce. Joe also realizes that guarding here will not work. Now, they can only follow Angela to escape by helicopter, but the problem is, the helicopter cannot take so many people. Hearing this, Jeffrey and his wife had a bad idea. At this time, Cole also found here he had taken a knife in one hand and a hammer in the other toward the warehouse. The people in the warehouse see this scene, do not know whether it is a person or a zombie, and can only rush to hide. Cole just walked to the door, his body began to mutate again, and he took out a serum to inject himself. But at that moment, the zombies came after him. Cole saw the situation and climbed into the warehouse. The people in the room then saw that it was not a zombie. They hid behind a cabinet together. At the same time, the zombies also rushed into the warehouse, but in the first place, they were not found. But hiding here is not an option, so under Cole's leadership, they decided to fight the zombies to the death. The zombie jumped and grabbed Jeffrey. Although Steve came to the rescue quickly, Jeffrey was still bitten off his finger. At the critical moment, Angela gave the zombie a spray. Steve took the opportunity to fill a stick. Seeing another zombie pouncing on Joe, Cole pushed him out of the way in time and knocked him down the moment the zombie pounced on him and then madly replenished the knife. After a fierce battle, in addition to Jeffrey's bitten fingers, the others are not seriously hurt. To prevent Jeffrey from mutating, Cole decided to cut off his finger, then found Angela, told her that among all the volunteers, only she has not changed. Her body is likely to carry antibodies to the virus, only using the antibodies in her body to develop an antidote to save the situation of zombies everywhere. But Angela couldn't believe it when she heard it. If it weren't for the money, she wouldn't have participated in the experiment. She didn't expect to become this way now. Angela came to Joe's side for comfort. Angela found her best friend Kate and told her everything, but Kate was a little scared after hearing it, afraid that she would also be mutated. In the face of her best friend's questions, Angela helplessly stepped out of the car, but they did not know that Jeffrey had heard all the conversation. With such a virus carrier around, it is undoubtedly a time bomb. Jeffrey and his wife devise an evil plan. Soon the group was ready to drive to the helicopter's location. Unexpectedly, a large group of zombies attacked the warehouse. In the chaos, Jeffrey's wife, Lavinia, deliberately asked Angela to get a flashlight. Angela walked into the house without thinking and was then blocked in by Jeffrey's locker while they took the opportunity to escape. Angela found the door locked and had to escape through the window, but Cole and Joe did not leave her behind and came up to save her. Joe both rushed to the car, but Cole to cover them but was entangled in the zombies. Looking at the steady stream of zombies, Joe had to take Angela to go first. Cole saw a barrel of gasoline after knocking down the zombies and had an idea. The huge explosion temporarily stopped the zombie herd, giving Cole the time to drive away, and he soon caught up with both Joe, the first group of people to escape, led by Steve, to another warehouse. But before they could enter, a zombie appeared on the roof. Jeffrey and his wife saw it and not only did not warn but also pushed Kate over. Steve saw the situation and rushed forward to help, but the zombie attacked him. Jeffrey and his wife took the opportunity to hide in the warehouse. Although Steve tried his best to kill the zombie, but was bitten by the zombie neck, Kate banged angrily on the warehouse door and told the two to open the door. But this is Jeffrey's plan because the helicopter cannot seat so many people. If Kate and Steve solve, the couple can successfully ride on the plane, but now Jeffrey is afraid that the sound will attract zombies, so they are forced to open the door. Kate slapped Jeffrey without saying a word, questioning why he was doing this, and she knocked down Lavinia. At this time, Joe they found this place too. Looking at his best buddy like this, Joe was instantly grief-stricken, but he knows the consequences of being bitten, so he handed Steve a gun and told him to take care of it himself. Cole knew that it was Jeffrey and the others who had locked Angela in the house, and now they had deliberately set out to harm people, and he wanted to shoot them on the spot. But Angela did not continue to pursue but told them to hurry to the car. Cole also could not say anything more. At the same time, Angela's brother Matt sighed in a rush to the helicopter location also suffered a zombie attack, although the two people were lucky to jump on the kayak, but colleagues were bitten by zombies. After some gliding, they successfully reached their destination, but Matt finds the helicopter has been damaged, so all plans are ruined. To make matters worse, the bitten colleague also mutated and started to attack Matt. Matt rushes to escape and eventually manages to avoid the zombies' pursuit. The unaware Cole and his team were still on their way to the helicopter, but they encountered a horde of zombies when they were about to reach their destination. In an emergency, Cole made a sharp turn and crashed through the gate into the container inside. The huge impact caused Kate to be pierced by a steel bar through the neck, but now the situation is critical. They had to leave her behind and run for their lives. Kate was torn to pieces by the pursuing zombies. They then arrive at the helicopter's parking area, only to find that it has been destroyed. Cole was instantly furious. All plans were in vain. Matt, who was hiding, saw his sister and rushed out, telling them that there was a kayak by the river and that the only way out of London was by water. They can only trust Matt now, but they didn't expect Jeffrey to start mutating just as they were about to leave. So cutting off his finger won't stop the virus from spreading. Cole tells the others to go first, but Lavinia picks up a piece of broken glass and grabs Angela. She threatens Cole that he must take Jeffrey with him. At a standstill, Joe pulls a gun on Lavinia, and she has to let go of Angela. Cole tells them to get on the boat. He wants to settle the score with the evil couple. Lavinia thought she could leave, but the next second she was shot in the thigh by Cole. The sound of gunfire also attracted a large number of zombies. Just like that, the couple was overwhelmed by these zombies. However, Matt's mutated colleague attacked the three who came to the shore, and Matt was knocked down on the spot. Joe saw the situation and rushed up to help. Although the zombies successfully solved it, he was also bitten by the zombie. He knew his end. He could only choose to say goodbye to Angela. At this point, Cole followed, but he did not choose to leave because the zombie followed again. He must stop the zombie and cover the two safely away. After Angela and Matt successfully boarded the kayak, Joe also came to Cole's side and fought with him against the zombies. Faced with the swarm of zombies, the two men rush in and fight head-on, but they are outnumbered, and Joe is quickly overwhelmed by the horde. Cole was also forced into the concentration box, but it didn't take long for him to put down the last serum, grabbed a chainsaw and went out to fight with the zombies again. Angela, who escaped with her brother, is ready to find a government rescue team and use her body's antibodies to develop an antidote to become the last hope for saving humanity.